India has sent a strong message to the United States after Khalistanis vandalized a Hindu temple in the US. Reacting to the troubling situation of safety for all Indians, Jaishankar said that extremists should not be given space on foreign land. Now, this comes as Biden is fighting for whom he calls US citizen Pannun and his safety. But this is a serious security threat for Indians in the United States, as the country is now going Canada's way, it seems. Joining us at this point is Major General Rajan Kochar, defense expert. We also have Brigadier Shardendu, international affairs expert, joining us live. Sumit Peer, political commentator, is live with us. Himanshu Bhatt, senior journalist, also joins us live. Sumit Peer, let me begin with you first. What do you make of this shocking incident and how should India take it up further?
Uday, thanks for having me on your show. First of all, this is history repeating itself. We've seen attack after attack after attack. It becomes like Tariq pe Tariq pe Tariq. We're only given assurance this is not going to happen next time around, but I fail to understand how come the most popular country, the most powerful country, the most powerful military, the military with the $800 billion of budget, defense budget, cannot prevent a handful of Khalistanis what they want to do at free will? This is the biggest question we should be asking them. And Uday, if I can be direct, if it is not a Hindu temple, if it was a mosque, will US react in the same way? If it was some church, will they react in the same way? They will not. Because this always Hindu temples are getting vandalized after one after another, and you're saying, nahi, koi baat nahi, next time we'll ensure it doesn't happen. Then what is the difference between modus operandi of Bangladesh, Pakistan, Canada, and United States of America? In Bangladesh also we get assurances, Pakistan we get assurances, Canada again we get nothing but an assurance, and United States of America we are getting nothing but an assurance. We have given them so much of information about these Khalistanis. How many of them have been deported? How many of them have been arrested? I thought maybe 4 or 5. But do you think the US is run by 5 Khalistanis? No, there are a lot of them. The challenge here is that amidst us giving them information, amidst us giving us all the proof, nothing seems to be happening on the ground. And Dr. Jaishankar is right. You are creating space for them. In a way, he's telling them, look, guys, you have created space for them. When the space is created, anybody can exploit the space they want. And exactly these Khalistanis are doing it. Now, Uday, I don't know, even are these Khalistanis and Islamists together? Maybe it's a joint venture. Who knows? Maybe Khalistanis are the front ending, the Islamists are in the back end. If this can happen in United States of America, then where can it happen? Why don't such incidents happen here? Does it happen with the US embassy here? And let me bring to your notice, sir, our consulate in San Francisco was somebody tried to put it on fire. How many people have been arrested? It has been almost 4 or 5 months. 5 months ho gaye. Have you even arrested 5 people? Are you telling me your CIA, FBI, your military intelligence and all the jing bang what you have for $800 billion is not able to find the person who set the embassy on fire? No. You know exactly who is. You are talking of an alleged, involvement of some Mr. Gupta in the killing of some Mr. Pannun. And that becomes a national issue, but somebody trying to set fire to our consulate is nobody's business. Somebody vandalizing temple after temple after temple is nobody's business. Somebody going and not letting our women, our sisters and mothers shop and telling them, all the racist slur. We have discussed that in NewsX. So what is happening? Racist slur is against us. Discrimination is against us. Your visa policy is against us. Our consulate is attacked. Our temples are attacked. Not even a single mosque, not even a single church or any other place. Why only councils? How many Chinese temples are attacked? No. And on the top of that, you are telling us, no, we are doing it. Hum investigate karenge. I mean, External Affairs Minister had to tell you are giving the space. We are not seeing that tangible action happening on the ground. And I want to raise one more question. What is the position of Republicans on this? What is the position of Democrats on this? And what is the position of, though I have great respect for him, Vivek Ramaswamy? He says, I'm a Hindu, I'm a practicing Hindu. Mr. Ramaswamy, you need to take a stand. And what is the position of Nikki Haley? She also claims I'm half Hindu. What is the position of Kamala Harris? She also claims I'm half Hindu or whatever. I mean, all these people, you cannot be politically Hindus when it comes to you winning an election. You can't be a political Indian when it comes to getting votes. When you can't say I'm a connect between East and West. But when a Hindu temple is vandalized, it is your and my job to shout our lungs out and say what is happening. And it is for a Dr. Jaishankar to come and give these statements. But what are these so-called American politicians doing when this injustice is happening targetedly against Hindu community? Vandalization our temple, racial discrimination our temple, sexual discrimination our temple. There was an attack on a Sikh family where the whole family was massacred. Why only Hindus and some Sikhs are being targeted? Why only particular religion and places of worship of particular religion are targeted? It is not a phenomenon in the United States of America. It doesn't happen with any other religion, any other country. Is that we are not towing Americans like they wanted us to join the alliance against Houthis? We said no, we'll manage Houthis on us. You want us to come join your war against Israel? We said no, we don't don't want to do it. You are saying you cannot import oil from USSR. We say no, we'll import oil, whatever is our national interest. Is that we are not towing the line, we are trying to become a lackey? And don't forget, Uday, 3 days back, Nadeem Anjum, Asim Munir meets Victoria Nuland, meets Anthony Blinken, and meets the head of CIA. So what was Nadeem Anjum doing that? After one day, we have this attack in Punch, and in the Punch attack, the rifle which is used, it's a M4 carbine of United States of America, not from the present lot, from the old lot which they left in Afghanistan. How come these rifles are traveling to jihadis? How come arsenal from American arsenal left in Afghanistan is going to jihadis, and jihadis are able to do a pinpointed attack where we lost 4 of our brave hearts? So this all is not coincidental. When you join the dots, there is something which is happening. What is Asim Munir doing there? What is Nadeem Anjum's business? And Asim Munir and Nadeem Anjum for the first time are traveling together, which is not the protocol in Pakistan. Why are they doing this? These are some of the facts which are coming into our, purview, and it is our duty to put it in front of the nation. Let the people and the authorities make a decision. But Dr. Jaishankar is absolutely right. I 100% support his view. There is space given. Because of that space, again, this attack after attack and after attack is happening. And what we are getting? Assurance after assurance after assurance. That is the reality, Uday. Yes, sir. What do I say more than that? Ji.
Yes, absolutely. And the fact, of course, Himanshu, is, that many people are actually asking now very, very seriously, is US going the Canada way?
The US is actually not going the Canada way, but they are playing tricks, and which they will continue to do so. In the changing world order, they will, before we say that, diya bujhne se pehle, you are going to have a flicker. And that's what is exactly happening. But here, Subhit has said so many things, geopolitically pertinent things. I'm not going to repeat that. All I'm going to say is, something, in USA, you have Khalistanis, maybe 2,500, let's say in San Francisco. But you have 25,000 Hindu Sanatanis. Why is it that they are not standing up? Yes, we will do what we need to do. They will have to show the solidarity. That's number one. Because you are not in the world where, it is defined in black and white. You are in a grey, murky world. You will have to understand that, people are going to play things to their advantage. And this, election time in India, election time in US in 2024, things are going to happen. Instead of blaming anyone, first I would say, the Indian diaspora has to be very, very strong there and assert their will. Why is it that Vivek Ramaswamy is not talking? Because Indian diaspora, Hindu diaspora, Sanatan diaspora is not making him talk. He gets away with that. That's my view, basically. What happens is 4-5 months back, there was an attack. Nothing has happened. We took it as the news and, went off. But what were the Hindu Sanatanis who were there in that area did for them? What protest did they do? If people see, 25,000 people standing on one side and 250 on the other side, people will understand the power of Sanatan. That needs to be made sure. This is what I basically feel. Instead of shouting, US are up to its tricks. They are going to do that. Because we are not going to toe the line what US says. And for them, it's a fight in the State Department between the old deep state and the new deep state. What's going to happen, we know. New deep state has already sanctioned India. Has said that, we are going to go to India. The old deep state doesn't like it. It's as simple as that. And so, this sort of troubles will go on. Why is it that Pannun is allowed there? Despite Biden coming and shaking and doing all these things, in G20. There is no cohesion. Don't think that's a big daddy, big brother, and they do everything right. But there seems to be a perception that Hindu Sanatani, being a big brother to all these smaller ones, Khalistanis and Islamists and all that, we will keep on taking hits. We have been taught till now. That's not what is happening now. In the changing world order, you have to be very, very clear. So it's something like this. When Jaishankar says, hello, smell the coffee. Remember the new realities of today. We are in 2023. We are not in 1947 or we are not in 1965. You have to be strong, and Indian diaspora will have to get up and raise their voice there. Then only we can help them. This is my understanding. Yes, Uday.
Yes, let me in fact take that to Major General Kochhar as well. Major General Kochhar, do you believe India has raised this adequately? The External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar also commented on this earlier today. Do you believe India has raised this effectively? What further can we do, should we do?
See, Uday, we have to understand that United States and India are strategic partners. We have strong defense relations. We have strong relations in other fields, in healthcare, etc. And we are a part of alliances also like the Quad and all. So it is an understood fact that the partnership of United States and India is on an upswing. Notwithstanding that, I think it is the responsibility of the state to ensure the sanctity of these religious places, and this is not the first time it has happened. If you remember, our ambassador was not allowed to enter Gurdwara in same San Francisco. So it is a very unfortunate incident. We can raise these things at the External Affairs Minister's level or at the foreign level, but we have seen it in the past that it has not had any impact. So I think possibly there has to be a stronger kind of a stand to be taken by the government with the United States administration. And especially being the election year, I believe Swami may also be constrained that he would not be making a statement, but I think he should stand, being a Hindu himself, he should stand for the rights of the Hindus in this country. And we tend to give a lot to the United States. United States becomes a world's policeman. It is telling us how India should behave, especially the Pannun matter, and also what happened to Niger. As far as Canada was concerned, the United States has not stood by us. So it is high time we also realize that at what level our friendship stands with the United States. And we also have to take a stand. We are not dependent on United States for everything. We have the French president is now coming to India. There is a Scorpion deal on. There is a 26 Rafales for the Indian Navy also on. So, and the jet technology, France has offered to us at a lesser cost than America. So I think it is high time we also review our priorities and we also strengthen our own stand as far as the defense deals are concerned, because we are buying drones worth 2,500 crores. You can imagine these 31 drones are costing us that much of money, and we are pumping this money into America. So why should we do it? So there has to be a concerted stand. The government has to, you see, the pinch has to be given, so to where it has to be given, and it is high time that we should not get pressurized by the Americans. We have taken a fairly good stance as far as the foreign policy in the Israel-Hamas conflict is there. We have not gone by what the Americans have told us. And the same thing with the Ukraine war. So I think the first step is, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar has made a statement and he has expressed his concern and he has requested the US administration to get into their act. At the same time, I would also request this level to be raised to the Prime Minister and the head of state level. There has to be strong statement made by our Prime Minister. Also, we could call their ambassador here in New Delhi and also give him our peace of mind, because these are strong diplomatic measures which are seen to be taken, and the country also realizes that how importance or how important this matter is to us. So there I feel that not enough is being done, and the Indian government has to take a much stronger and stringent kind of a measure as far as the relations with the United States are concerned today.
Yes, absolutely. Let me quickly take that across to Brigadier Shardhendu as well. Brigadier Shardhendu, this is really very, very shocking. And, the big question is why the US is allowing this to happen. We've seen what mobs have done there earlier. We thought the US would be more serious, but they aren't. These incidents are continuing, unfortunately, unabated.
You're muted.
Brigadier Shardhendu? Okay, I think we're having
it was okay.
Okay, yes, you're back now.
No, I can hear you. It's perfectly all right. So this kind of action, which vandalization of Hindu temple is taking place repeatedly here. First, it started with Canada, US, UK, Australia, New Zealand. Everywhere this kind of disease has spread. And the first and foremost thing is this, that probably their culture and their constitution or their human rights issues are taken very liberally, and all these separatists are given so much of space that they come out with this sort of a graffiti which is written on the wall of the temple, and which should be condemned by Indian government, which should be condemned by the Indian diaspora there. My question here is that when any legal case or police action is to be initiated, it should be initiated under such a clause of their country's rule, so that these people can be put behind the bar, or their actions should be penalized, or they should be put behind the bar. Some drastic action is to be taken. Right now what happens, they come, they vandalize the temple, and they go scot-free. It gives impetus to their separatist ideas. They come out with the different ideas, they write it on the wall of the temple, and they go away scot-free. Right now, no country, whether it is Canada or US or any country, has set them right. No legal action has been taken where they have been put behind the bar by taking this kind of thing. My point is, the case should be lodged under such a stringent thing like a hate crime, like intimidation. These things are taken very seriously in US and Canada. But I do not know under what laws this police case has been registered, how police is carrying out the investigation. My view, when I visit there, number of times I have visited, my personal example is there. Indian diaspora, whether it is Hindu, Sikh or any community, they live amicably. There is hardly any. Only 10, 15, 20 guys are there who are instigating this kind of idea, writing on the wall of the temple and giving the separatist or secessionist impetus to the Khalistan movement. Right now, the kind of writing which they have written, it is chargeable under the law. And the police authority of the California, they said that it is senseless act they have done. They are going to investigate it, and this time they are taking it seriously. Whether it is due to the Hardeep Singh Nijjar killing or it is Gurpratap Singh Pannun's case, whatever. We have raised a lot of hue and cry. We have made the whole world aware, especially US and Canada, that they have to take drastic action and they have to cut down the space. Their law must be permitting to protest in open, whether by 10, 15 people or 20 people, but separatist action, separatism against a particular country should not be tolerated, and it should be taken very seriously. And India is trying. This time, External Affairs Minister has spoken. Even Prime Minister has said that even in Gurpratap Singh case, if anybody is involved, we will set the example. We'll take legal action. So all these actions are taken. My only thing is that the angle of ISI conniving with the Khalistani cannot be moved out. I'm very sure that the chief of army staff of Pakistan army has visited US recently. It is whenever Indo-US relation takes a little beating or it is on downside, then Pakistan emerges. Then either Pakistan Prime Minister or Chief or any government dignitary visit the US. US is playing this card. When India is down, then he picks up the Pakistan, provides some repair material or maintenance material of F-16 or military aid or sort of a thing. And when India takes up, then Pakistan given a backseat. So in South Asia, US is playing a very big game. Either he gives a pep talk to India or brings the Pakistan down, or he brings up the Pakistan and give cold shoulder treatment to India. So this game is going on. We are fully aware. As of date, India is not dependent upon anybody. India is pursuing their own national policy, and whole nation is speaking in the same language. So is the Indian diaspora who is there in any part of the world. They have been united and they are standing strongly. Only 25-30 people who are having different mindset, they are coming and spraying onto the wall of the temple and writing slogan. It will not make any difference, but this kind of incidences are increasing. My only question is this: India and US relation, India and Canada relation, and any other country relation is not based on this kind of single incident. Single incident, when this kind of thing takes place, it should be taken as a crime. They should be punished, and some example should be set in. Right now, nothing is being evident. We are making protests, we are lodging complaint, they are investigating whether it is punishable under their law or not. I really do not know. But in the name of the freedom and the name of the freedom of expression or human rights, they give instigation to this kind of separatists, and their aim is also solved to some extent to put India on pressure. When without any evidence, Canadian Prime Minister goes into his parliament and says that India is involved in the Hardeep Singh Nijjar case. And so blatantly he makes the statement which has not been taken very positively, and they have not provided any incident. So India has refused. But in US case, they have given evidences, they have given the complete rundown of the case, and for which our Prime Minister also said that if somebody is involved, he should be punished. If we are taking this kind of action, similar kind of a statement should come from USA also, that any separatist who is instigating the separatist movement in India or giving, impetus to Khalistan movement or writing on the wall should be punished, and they should prove it on ground by punishing. Then only this problem will be solved. Otherwise, it is spreading. Hindu by nature is a very docile. They do not protest. And when they live in any other country, they are very, very united. Their aim is to live amicably, peacefully, and they do their business. They do not have time for all such things. But very, very few number people, they grab the highlight by writing such kind of thing. So my only thing is that they should be punished. India should put it more vehemently, and probably election or no election, it has to be taken separately. This kind of incidences should not be permitted because it is spreading. ISI angle cannot be ruled out. Khalistan, ISI, or any other disgruntled element. If they want to make Khalistan in Canada. If you want to make Khalistan in USA. You will not, because their constitution does not permit. You will be thrown out. You will be put behind the bar. It is only against India from abroad. Being the national of that country, you will raise slogan. No Indian who is going there on H-1B visa or on work permit is saying like this. It is that element who has migrated there, got the citizenship there. They are wealthy. They are generating a lot of resources. They come out with this kind of slogan, and they fund also in India. And this kind of money trail is to be checked. Their, OCI card should be, restricted. Their entry into India is to be blamed. Various action can be taken, and they should be isolated in their country. So that way, that is how the cooperation is needed between India and USA. So in the end, I would say that it is taken very seriously, and Indian leadership is very competent. Indian diplomacy is competent to handle this, and hopefully this sort of incidences will be stopped in near future. Okay then.
All right, let me take that back across to Sumit Peer on who perhaps is behind this. Sumit, who are the elements who are, of course, responsible for this? Of course, obviously, they are the Khalistani gangs who've done this because the slogans we can see, posted there. But who is funding them? Who is behind them, Sumit?
Uday, if I can be very candid, there are operations in the world which happen where intelligence agencies are involved. There are agencies which are hostile to each other, but for some operations they become friendly to each other. So here is kind of CIA closing its eyes? It's quite possible. Of course it is ISI. Of course it is K2 days for Pakistan, K for Khalistan, K for Kashmir. But is CIA letting them do a little bit here and there? Now have suddenly Niger and Pannu become the good Taliban? You know, America has this definition of good Taliban and bad Taliban. Have they become the good terrorists of the world? And have they become the bad terrorists of the world? The problem here is, why do have Bhindranwale's name written on a temple with a graffiti? The challenge here is because Hindu temples is Hindu faith, and if I can be very direct with you, diaspora is around 98% Hindu. You know, but they are not even 1% of the population are contributing 6% of the taxes. Their incomes are 3 times that of average American household. Their degrees are double what an American gets, and masters is 3 times what an American household gets. So the Hindu community is very much prospering, but there is an alarm bell. You might see it today, my dear Hindus, that it is happening in a temple. Hamare baap ka kya jata hai? I will be very candid here. But remember Leicester, remember Kerala, remember Kashmir. The ISI must be testing this model with some Khalistanis. But the space is definitely given by the American and American administration. They're so much bothered about Pannu, who threatens our prime minister, who threatens to blue, planes in India. Why they are not acting against them? Why there is such a complacent attitude against them? Why they are let scot-free? Dr. Jaishankar is absolutely right. You are giving them space. And it is because of space that is being done. My fright is if they are let go and Hindus don't talk about it, or what my good friend here told us, if they don't talk about it, the challenge is that Leicester is not too far off. You are the most prosperous community. You are controlling a lot of things. And my dear Hindu brothers, your problem is you have started now going to the government. Look at Vivek Ramaswamy and all. A lot of people are not liking you. A lot of people are not liking you within America. They don't want this. They want you to do a back-end software development job, coding somewhere in a laptop. I'm not trying to demean anything, but that's the reality. I've lived there and understand. But when you're coming in the forefront, when you're becoming CEOs, when you're becoming business leaders, when you're trying to enter politics, when you have an American presidential raid with a Vivek Ramaswamy who's less than 40 years old and is a billionaire, self-funded, that is irking a lot of people. So a lot of people are closing their eyes and letting ISI and Khalistanis do the dirty job. I am not ready to believe that FBI, CIA, and the American military intelligence do not know what is happening. It is impossible. They exactly know what is happening. If they have one kind of attitude on so-called Pannu's assassination attempt, why there's a different kind of attitude? Why are we only given assurances? Haan, saab, kar rahe. When is it going to happen? Are you telling me handful of 100, 200 Khalistanis are beyond your realms of control? Well, that is not the America I know of, definitely. America is much bigger and much powerful than that. But at the same time, the Hindus diaspora has to wake up. They have to start talking. Otherwise, remember Leicester, remember Kashmir, remember Kerala. I don't want to tell you much. I'm not being devil's advocate here.
Okay.
But there is a of life, Uday. We have to wake up.
We've run completely out of time. We're going to have to leave it at that. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.